Welcome to Am I the AEH, where OP's boyfriend accuses her of being a gold digger when he was supposed to spend around 150 USD. I, 31-year-old female, had been in a relationship with my ex-boyfriend Daniel, 33-year-old male, for 4 years. Last month, I broke up with him because he was becoming toxic day by day and accused me of taking advantage of him when he was supposed to spend around 150 USD. For context, in the beginning my relationship with my boyfriend was kind of ideal, but for the last year, things have not been as they should be. I caught my boyfriend cheating on me 2 to 3 times, and he has lied to me many times, but I always ignored it because I didn't want to lose him, and I didn't want to jump from one bed to another. Let's now come to the story. Last week, my best friend invited me with a +1 to her destination wedding, which was around 1 hour away from my home. So, I invited my boyfriend as a +1, and he agreed. The next day, when we were on a casual date, I mentioned that we take an Uber to the wedding to avoid parking problems, and because we would be drinking. The one-way cost is about 70 to 80 USD, and the total cost was about to be around 150 USD. When I suggested this, he exploded and accused me of wasting his money and trying to take advantage. I told him it was merely a suggestion and that we didn't have to do it, but my friend, the bride, was recommending it as well. He told me that he was not taking me to the wedding and that he's going to drive himself and make me pay for an Uber since I like to waste so much money. I laughed it off, not thinking he was serious. By the way, we don't live together and I work full-time and fully support myself. Fast forward to tonight. He mentioned again that we are going separately to the wedding tomorrow to teach me a lesson about money. I told him that leaving me behind on purpose to find my own ride is beyond disrespectful and embarrassing. I told him that if he did such a thing, then I would seriously consider ending the relationship as I am tired of his nonsense. This felt like a WTF moment. I asked him why he would do this, and his response was, "I want to teach you a lesson." It hit me hard, and I got very angry and yelled at him and asked what kind of lesson he wanted me to learn, but he didn't respond. Instead, he left the table and drove away. It was very humiliating and insulting for me. While on the way home, I decided to break up with my boyfriend, blocked his number, and also blocked him on social media platforms. I thought it was over, but the next day he reached out to me at my apartment and asked me why I had blocked him and that he was sorry for what he did the last night. I told him that I didn't want to have any relationship with him anymore. When he insisted, I told him clearly that if he didn't leave my apartment, I would involve the police. It was then he left my apartment, and I finally got rid of that toxic relationship. Since then, I have not received any messages or calls from him, but a few of our mutual friends, who are more of his friends, have been messaging me saying I am an AH for dumping my boyfriend, and that I should have sorted out things, and that I am impulsive. Initially, I tried to tell them the reason why I left my boyfriend, but when they continued to blame me for the breakup, I told them clearly that I don't want any suggestions from them, and that I would not let them overstep my boundaries. I am sure I made the right decision, but I don't know why my friends think that I am an AH. What do the Redditors think? Am I the AH? OP is absolutely not an AH for dumping a toxic boyfriend who repeatedly cheated, lied, and disrespected her. His reaction to a simple suggestion was manipulative and petty, and it is not bearable in any way. If I were the OP, I would have left such a partner after his first instance of cheating, because in a relationship, cheating is the ultimate deal breaker. I am stunned by how OP endured his repeated cheating. However, finally, OP took the right decision. As for AH scores, I would give OP 0 out of 5 and OP's ex-boyfriend 3 out of 5 on the AH scale. Moreover, Daniel's friends who blame OP for the breakup are also AHs and deserves at least 2 out of 5. Let's now move on to another Am I the A-hole, where OP breaks up with her so-called best friend because she rejects the gift OP presents at her wedding just because the gift was not expensive. I, 31-year-old female, have recently broken up with my so-called best friend Clara, 30-year-old female, because she rejected my gift I gave her at her wedding, saying it was something that is actually needed. Now, I am confused whether my decision was right. Background: Clara and I have known each other since college time. We used to live together, help each other out in breakups, job changes, family drama, and whatnot. However, one thing I recently noticed that I have helped her financially many times, but she has never. By the way, she stood for me when I had a breakup with my boyfriend, providing me with emotional support and saying stuff like, "You deserve better than him," and blah blah blah. When she got engaged last year, I was really excited for her. She asked me to be her maid of honor, which I happily agreed to. I was available to help her plan out the bridal shower, pick out her dress for the wedding, and even gave her money for a few last-minute wedding expenses to make sure things come out all right when cash was running tight. I didn't have any problem with this because she was my best friend, and that is what friends are for. Fast forward to her wedding, which was the last month. Everything planned was accomplished with no delay whatsoever. Clara was looking like an angel, and it was one of those picture-perfect weddings that came in magazines. I gave a heartfelt speech, danced with her family, and did everything a maid of honor is supposed to do. I was genuinely happy for her, and wedding went great. However, after around 3 weeks of the wedding, I realized that I didn't receive a thank you note from Clara. Not even a nominal thanks for the gift I gave her at her wedding. The gift was a small handmade quilt, stitched over months, and even I had embroidered initials of her and her husband's names and their wedding date on its corner. I was expecting her to be very happy after receiving my gift, and that she would respond in some sort of way, but she didn't. This is where things started going down. The next day, I met a mutual friend of ours who was also at the wedding. While talking casually, she mentioned that Clara loved all the gifts she got, especially cash and more expensive things from her registry. However, she didn't mention my gift. After listening to this, I texted to Clara and said, "Hey, did you get the quilt that I made for you guys? I spent a lot of time on it and just wanted to be sure it hadn't gotten lost in all the wedding craziness." Her reaction? "Oh yeah, I saw it. It's nice, but honestly, I was kind of expecting something from my registry, like everyone else gave. You know, something we actually needed." I was stunned. She said it so casually, like my gift didn't mean anything to her, because it wasn't something from her registry. I didn't know what to say, so I just hung up, feeling completely dismissed. It really took me a few days to process it, but the more I thought about it, the angrier I became. That quilt I put so much effort into, and all those hours and money with helping her prepare for her wedding. What is it with people anyway? It wasn't even about the money. It was just that she didn't appreciate something personal I made for her. Then, a few days later, I wrote to Clara that the way she responded hurt me because I had put a lot of effort and time into it. I wanted it to be special, something passed down, or one that will be useful for years. She came back at me saying something like, "I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but we just can't have things that serve no purpose. We really needed stuff from my registry." It was the last straw in our friendship. I told her that if she could not see any value in a gift coming from the heart, then maybe we were not as close as had thought, and that I didn't want to be friend with her anymore. Since then, I have not spoken to her. And most important thing to note is that she has also not tried to contact me, neither through another number nor through our mutual friends. We had dozens of common friends. Now, a few of our common friends say that I overreacted, and that Clara just happened to be practical, and that there was nothing wrong in it. But to me, it was never about the gift. It was always about the realization that she doesn't care about me as a friend anymore, and she was looking on it through the materialistic lens. OP is certainly not an AH. She put a lot of effort into creating a meaningful gift for her friend, and her friend dismissed it just because it didn't have any monetary value for her. It is really mean of her. OP's decision to put an end to such a nasty relationship is 100% right, because it is not just about the wedding. This response of OP's friend revealed her true nature, and she is a user who has been using OP for financial support and providing just so-called emotional support in return. OP's mutual friend, who says that OP overreacted, is naive. She either doesn't understand the meaning of the dismissal of OP's gift, or she does not know about the bigger picture. So, OP's friend is an AH, and I would give her a 2 out of 5 score on the AH scale, while OP is clear and I would give her a 0 out of 5. What do the Mac Reddit fans think? Is the OP an AH or not? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like the stories I brought you, just hit the like button, share them as much as you can, and don't forget to subscribe to Mac Reddit for a daily dose. Bye bye. See you tomorrow with some more spicy fries.